All of us with chips.
Yeah. With that, we call the meeting to order. We'll do this pledge first, so please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay.
May I have a statement in compliance, Open Public Meetings Act.
Compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the council was provided by transmitting a copy of the meeting notice to the Madison Eagle and the Morris County Daily Record, posting a copy on the bulletin board at the main entrance of Borough Hall, and filing a copy in the office of the clerk all on December 10th, 2019. Copies of said notice were made available to members of the general public.
And roll call.
Mayor Conley.
Here.
Mrs. Vitale.
Here.
Ms. Bailey.
Yes.
Mr. Rowe.
Here.
Yes.
Byrne.
Sorry.
Mr. Hoover.
Yes.
Ms. Cohen.
Here.
We have 3 yeses and 3 years. It passes.
We just wanted to shake it, just to see if you were noticed.
I could be like Tulsi
Okay.
Gabbard, present.
Agenda review. We have a resolution at your place for the contract relating to recycling and hauling. Okay. And for the public, please note there will only be one, since we have no agenda discussion items, there'll be only one opportunity to speak today, and that will come after the ordinance hearings. Okay, anything else on the agenda? All right. Minutes for approval. Can I have a motion for the executive minutes of November 25th, 2019?
So moved.
Second.
And if there's any discussion, we'll have to push the approval.
No, I just had 2 small little edits.
Okay, small edits. So.
Yeah, so I'm going to give that to Liz.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, a motion for the regular minutes of November 25th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome all. Just a couple of quick things. Carmela Vitale and I attended the T.J. Martell Foundation Hometown Hero Brunch on Sunday. They recognized Dave Fiore, a local, one of our mailmen in Madison, for his volunteer work for many years for the foundation. He was their DJ Dave for the walkathon and other events, and it was great to be there. He is truly a giving person. Is he
known as Dave the Mailman?
Yeah, Dave the Mailman. Yeah.
Dave the Mailman.
Yeah, Maureen and I ran into Dave on when we were on Pomeroy, which is when he told us about his award. And the only other thing is, this is an extra meeting. I know most of the people assumed it was because of the bonding ordinance, but it was actually because we were not quite ready to say goodbye to Pat, so we had to have a reason to have one more meeting. So here we are in the holiday season with one extra meeting. So
As long as I get that bonus pay.
that's right. Yep.
2 times your actual salary.
That's it. Okay, communications and petitions.
None received, Mayor.
Okay, ordinances for hearing. Will the clerk please read the statement?
Ordinance is scheduled for hearing were introduced by title and passed on a first reading at the regular meeting of the council held on Monday, December the 9th, 2019. All were posted and filed according to law, and copies were made available to the general public requesting same.
I call up ordinances for second reading. I ask the clerk to read said ordinance by title. Ordinance 56-2019.
Bond ordinance to appropriate an additional sum of $1,272,000 for the funding of a portion of the cost of the improvements of the Madison-Chatham Joint Meetings Molitor Water Pollution Control Facility by and for the Borough of Madison in the County of Morris, State of New Jersey, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such additional appropriations and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
I open the hearing. Anyone wishing to comment, please step forward. Seeing none, I close the hearing.
Mayor, I move ordinance 56-2019.
Second.
Any council discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
I declare ordinance 56-2019 adopted and finally passed, and ask the clerk to publish notice thereof in the newspaper and file the ordinance in accordance with the law. Ordinance 57-2019.
Ordinance of the Borough of Madison amending and supplementing Chapter 32 of the Borough Code to establish the Patriotic Celebrations Committee.
I open the hearing for anyone wishing to comment. Seeing none, I close the hearing.
Mayor, I move ordinance 57-2019.
I second that motion.
Any council discussion? Roll, yes.
I would just like to say that I want to thank the committee because this is long overdue. We're codifying these hearings, these committees, which is a good thing, and there'll be no confusion as to what their role is going forward. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, any further comments? Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Yes.
I declare ordinance 57-2019 adopted and finally passed, and ask the clerk to publish notice thereof in the newspaper and file the ordinance with accordance with the law. Ordinance 58-2019.
Ordinance of the Borough of Madison amending and supplementing Chapter 161 of the Borough Code, establishing the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee.
I open hearing for ordinance 58. Anyone wish to comment, please step forward. Seeing none, I close the hearing.
Mayor, I move ordinance 58-2019.
Second.
Any council discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Yes.
I declare ordinance 58-2019 adopted and finally passed, and ask the clerk to publish notice thereof in the newspaper and file the ordinance in accordance with the law. Ordinance 59-2019.
Ordinance of the Borough of Madison amending and supplementing Chapter 137-11 of the Borough Code, establishing the Recreation Advisory Committee.
I open hearing for ordinance 59. Anyone wishing to comment, please step forward. Seeing none, I close the hearing.
Mr. Mayor, I move the ordinance as amended.
Yes, and we have a second for that, and I will explain the. And as the as amended part was the intention to have the Recreation Committee reflect the approved leagues in the reorganization meeting on the annual basis, so the number of members will be fluid with an at-large member also.
So in essence, we just removed the number 11.
Right.
So it wasn't a fixed number of organizations. I spoke to the borough attorney this afternoon to make sure that it was not going to endanger us having a hearing tonight, and he said it was de minimis.
Yep. Thank you very much. Any further discussion?
So I'm sorry. So we will be setting the number at the reorganization meeting every year, and so the quorum will also be in flux.
Would adjust based on number of appointed. Yes, correct.
It's an advisory committee, so
Right.
I don't know how many things they vote on of substance.
Any further discussion?
No, we do.
Yep. Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Yes.
I declare ordinance 59-2019 adopted and finally passed, and I ask the clerk to publish notice thereof in the newspaper and file the ordinance in accordance with the law. Ordinance 60-2019.
Ordinance of the Borough of Madison amending and supplementing Chapter 136 of the Borough Code, establishing the Parks Advisory Committee.
I open the hearing for ordinance 60. Anyone wishing to comment, please step forward. Seeing none, I close the hearing.
Mayor, I move ordinance 60-2019.
Second.
Any council discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
I declare ordinance 60-2019 adopted and finally passed, and ask the clerk to publish notice thereof in the newspaper and file the ordinance in accordance with the law. Ordinance 61-2019.
Ordinance of the Borough of Madison appropriating $12,000 from the General Capital Improvement Fund for the purchase of materials and equipment for the fire department trailer.
I open the hearing for ordinance 61. Anyone wishing to comment, please step forward. Seeing none, I close the hearing.
Mayor, I move ordinance 61-2019.
I'll second that.
Any council discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey? Yes. Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
I declare ordinance 61-2019 adopted and finally passed, and ask the clerk to publish notice thereof in the newspaper and file the ordinance in accordance with the law. And now we're on to our invitation for discussion. This is when public may comment on any topic. I will, for our audience and for those watching at home, quickly go through our consent agenda so you understand what's on the consent agenda, which will be coming up shortly. Consent agenda, Resolution 350 is amending council bylaws, and primarily this relates to some of the automatic assignments based on chairmanship trying to make a better balance, as there's a couple of assignments that have a very heavy burden. Resolution 351 is execution of agreement with the Public Power Association of New Jersey for additional hydropower. Resolution 352 is professional services contract to Greener by Design to coordinate the revised MRC diversion request in an amount not to exceed $12,000. And this is related to the reduction of the land we are asking to divert from the 49 acres. Resolution 353 is endorsing the New Jersey Safe Routes to School program. Resolution 354 is to support Borough of Madison supporting fair housing. This is related to Title 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1968, Federal Fair Housing Law, and the New Jersey Law Against Discrimination. This is required for several grant applications. Resolution 355 is a submission of grant application in County of Morris for a community development block grant for sanitary sewer system rehabilitation in the amount of $80,000. Resolution 356, approving raffle license application submitted by the Madison Ice Hockey Booster Club. Resolution 357 is authorizing the application of the 2020 County Morris Home Investment Partnership Program by Madison Housing Authority. This is a application for the amount of $140,000, and the Housing Authority will fully fund the $35,000 grant, and this is a fire and safety improvements at 30 Lawanica Way. Resolution 358, approving a Jacob Henry Perkins Trust disbursement of $2,000 to pay bills, rent, and filing fees, living expenses, and other miscellaneous charges for a resident in need. Resolution 359, authorizing acceptance of a settlement agreement and release and executed on December 12th. And Resolution 360 is an award of contract for collection of hauling designated recycled materials with Suburban Disposal, 1-year contract for $343,000. Those are the consent agenda resolutions. And with that, anyone in the audience wishing to comment on any topic, please step forward. Seeing none, I close this part of the meeting. This being the really last meeting of the year, there are no introduction ordinances. So will the clerk please read the consent agenda resolution statement?
Consent agenda resolutions will be enacted with a single motion. Any resolution requiring expenditure is supported by certification of availability of funds. Any resolution requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. All resolutions will be reflected in full in the minutes.
Mayor, I move Resolution 350-2019 through Resolution 360-2019.
I'll second.
Any council discussion or any that need to be pulled?
I have questions on the contract 360.
Okay, we will, since that was just put out, we'll do through 359 and do that separately.
360 separately?
Yes, okay. So the consent is 350 through 359. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
All right, motion for resolution 360.
So moved.
Second.
It's just I just want it's 1 year with the possibility of 2 different 2-year renewal options.
2 additional.
So a total of 3 years possible.
No, 5.
5 years possible.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is the max.
That's what I wasn't understanding. Got it. That was all.
Okay, and typical, with any contract, it is pending funding through a budget in the outlying years. Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
There is no unfinished business, which is nice for the last meeting of the year. Approval of vouchers.
Current fund, $4,800,825.84. General Capital Fund, $128,488.01. Electric Capital Funding, $129,552.68. Electric Capital Fund, $12,752.64. Water Operating Fund, $4,234.44. Water Capital Fund, $288,417.47. For the trust, $16,102.14. The total is $5,380,373.22.
Mayor, I move approval of the vouchers.
A second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Vitale?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Ms. Byrne?
Yes.
Mr. Hoover?
Yes.
Yes.
There's no official new business. Just a reminder that this Sunday at 5 o'clock will be the lighting of the menorah out front, in front of the train station, so please come and join us. And our reorganization meeting is Sunday, January 5th at 3 p.m., and Governor Phil Murphy will be here to give the oath of office as we swear in our incoming council members, and again, thank Pat Rowe for his service. And the last thing is for all to have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, and great holidays, and we'll see you in the new year.
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
All in favor?
That's the last time you
That's a record for Marina.
Well done. Thank you for...
Go have dinner? I don't know.
It would have been at least 34 minutes with Matt here.
I can give this back to you since we didn't use that.
We set the fees. They just make recommendations.
But Pat, they vote. They vote. If it doesn't